We all carry baggage. It's part of life. But some baggage isn't ours to carry. It's passed down generation to generation. This is generational trauma. It's the pain, the patterns, the unspoken rules handed down from our ancestors. Think of a family who fled a war-torn country. Their children inherit that fear, that sense of displacement. Or a family where addiction was rampant. The next generation might struggle with similar compulsions, even if they never touched a drug or drink. Generational trauma isn't just about big dramatic events, it's the everyday stuff too. A critical parent, a family that never talks about feelings. These things leave their mark. They become part of the family's DNA, shaping how future generations see the world. The good news? You can break the cycle, you can heal these wounds, but first you have to understand what you're dealing with. Now you might be thinking, why would my soul need this trauma? It sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the thing, our souls are here to learn and grow. And sometimes that growth comes from overcoming adversity. Think of it like this. A muscle needs resistance to grow stronger. In the same way, our souls need challenges to evolve. Generational trauma, as painful as it is, presents us with an opportunity to break free from the past and create a new legacy. This doesn't mean the trauma was good or necessary. It simply means we can choose to find meaning in it. We can use it as fuel for our own personal growth journey. When we heal generational trauma, we're not just healing ourselves, we're healing our ancestors, and we're creating a better future for the generations to come. Generational trauma doesn't just disappear with time. It echoes through families, impacting relationships, behaviors, and even physical health. It's like a ripple effect, touching every member in subtle and not so subtle ways. Let's say a grandfather was betrayed by a business partner. His son might grow up with a deep mistrust of others, struggling to form close relationships. And the grandson, he might be terrified of financial risk, even if he's never experienced a financial setback himself. These patterns can be hard to break because they often operate on an unconscious level. We might not even realize we're repeating the same mistakes as our parents or grandparents. But once we become aware of these patterns, we can start to make different choices. Section 4, the battlefield of inheritance, conflicts over love, money and more. Generational trauma often rears its ugly head in families through conflicts. These conflicts can be about anything, love, money, property, even seemingly trivial matters. But at their core, they're often about something much deeper. Take, for example, a family where the patriarch always favored the eldest son. This can create a lifelong rivalry between siblings, with the younger brother feeling perpetually inadequate and resentful. Or consider a family where money was always tight. The next generation might develop an unhealthy obsession with wealth or live in constant fear of poverty. These conflicts can become deeply ingrained in a family's dynamics, playing out generation after generation. The same arguments, the same resentments, the same patterns of behavior. Section 5. Breaking free from the roles of victim and villain. One of the trickiest things about generational trauma is that it often assigns roles. There's the victim, the one who carries the pain and suffering, and there's the villain, the one who inflicts it. But here's the thing, these roles are rarely clear-cut. The villain might be acting out their own unresolved trauma, and the victim might perpetuate the cycle by refusing to heal and move on. Breaking free from these roles is essential for breaking the cycle of trauma. It means acknowledging the pain without getting stuck in it. It means taking responsibility for our own actions without blaming our ancestors. It's not about condoning bad behavior. It's about understanding the context and choosing a different path. Section 6. Healing the wounds of the past. Releasing generational trauma. Releasing generational trauma is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, courage, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our families. Start by acknowledging the trauma. Talk to your family members, research your family history, or seek professional help to uncover the patterns that have been passed down. Once you're aware of the patterns, you can start to challenge them. This might involve setting boundaries, developing healthier coping mechanisms, or learning to communicate your needs more effectively. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Therapy, support groups, and spiritual practices can provide invaluable support on your healing journey. The most important thing is to be patient and compassionate with yourself. Healing takes time. There will be setbacks along the way, but with each step you take towards healing, you're not only freeing yourself, but also generations to come.